Have you ever felt like there's something out of place inside you? As if you were carrying certain patterns, almost hidden vices, that no matter how hard you try, they're still there. Pause for a second. Listen to me carefully. You're not broken. You're marked. What the world and rigid religion call weakness, God sees it as elite training. There are 7 very specific vices that don't appear by chance. The Lord only allows them in people who have been chosen for something greater, something that is not exactly normal. If you feel an almost urgent need to isolate yourself, if the pain of others pierces you as if it were your own, if you have an uncomfortable obsession with the truth, the kind that gets you into trouble, careful, because if you don't understand what's behind all that, the enemy won't need to attack you from the outside. He's going to use what you carry to confuse you and destroy you from within. But that ends today. Because what you've been calling guilt is about to become power, and not just any power, but the kind that changes everything. Stay until the end, because what you're going to understand here is not optional. Your soul is screaming for it. Listen closely. There's something very quiet, but incredibly powerful moving inside you. Do you feel it? No? That kind of current that runs down your back so deep you don't even know how to explain it. Those impulses that show up without warning. Those behaviors you sometimes hide because they make you feel weird. And those emotions that come and sweep over you, like storms that don't ask for permission. None of that is a coincidence, even if it's hard for you to believe. That thing you've always seen as your biggest weakness. Quite the opposite, your greatest advantage. Yes, it sounds ironic, but it isn't. Because let's be clear, it's always been hard for you to fit in, right? Like you're a piece that never quite fits anywhere. It's not a mistake, it never was. Deep down, your spirit always knew there was something different about you. Something that didn't follow the normal rules. The world with its short-sightedness looks at your intensity and quickly labels you.
Exagerado, inestable, demasiado.
The world, in its short-sightedness, looks at your intensity and quickly labels you. Up there, it's called preparation, and you're far from the first to go through it. Jesus himself was misunderstood by his own people. He knew he carried something that did not belong to this world. In John 18:36, today you will understand why those falls exist, why those internal struggles keep you from sleeping. That emotional excess, that intensity that sometimes even you can't stand, only appears so strongly in people who have been chosen for something great. It's no coincidence that certain patterns come back again and again. There's a message there, even if you don't see it yet. And pay attention to this. The number 77 on a spiritual level symbolizes that exact point right before a revelation. That moment when you're just millimeters away from discovering who you really are. So take a breath, and if this resonates with you, say it to yourself. If this is for me, let me feel your presence. Because there's something you can't ignore. One of the clearest signs that God is working in you is that inexplicable need to isolate yourself. It's not a coincidence. It's almost magnetic. It pulls you away from the noise, even when you know you should be somewhere else, socializing, fitting in, pretending to be interested in conversations that mean nothing to you. And yes, from the outside, it looks like you're cold, distant, even strange. But you know that's not it. You're not running away from the world. You're being called directly with no intermediaries. That urge to disappear, to turn off your phone, to lose interest in the superficial, isn't weakness. It's training, elite training. When God sets you apart, He's not punishing you. He's preparing you. Because this process needs something few can tolerate. Real silence, the uncomfortable kind, the kind that makes you face yourself. And it's right there where everything starts to change. In that silence, God reorganizes your mind, adjusts your perception, sharpens your discernment. He's calibrating you for what's coming, Jesus did it constantly. He would withdraw. He looked for lonely places to pray. Luke chapter 5, verse 16. He wasn't antisocial, he was strategic. He needed to align himself with the Father. And you're in that same process. In solitude, what the world tried to break is rebuilt. Masks fall off. Expectations that were never yours are erased. You're not becoming empty, you're recharging. While many can't stand being alone with their own mind, deep down, you know that something important happens there. Because it's in that silence where the answers come. Not like a thunder, but like a whisper. Just like it happened to Elijah, who didn't find God in the earthquake or in the fire, but in the most subtle calm. First book of Kings, 19:11. And this is where everything gets interesting. As soon as you get away from the noise, something in you activates. Your senses change. You start to notice things that used to slip by you. Energies, intentions, atmospheres. Everything becomes clearer. It's like someone upgraded your antenna. That isolation isn't empty, it's a furnace. That's where your discernment is being formed. While others think you've faded away, God is building a stronger, clearer version of you, much harder to manipulate. So if lately that need to isolate yourself has grown, it's not a setback, it's movement. You're not retreating, you're being repositioned strategically. So stop feeling guilty for closing the door, for choosing silence, for moving away from the noise, because that space you're in now is the prelude to something big, a place where battles are won before they even begin. Your intuition is getting sharper, your connection with Jesus is deepening, and very soon you will receive clarity that completely changes your course. But be careful, because this awakening doesn't come alone. It brings such intense sensitivity that if you don't understand it, it can overwhelm you. And that's exactly what we need to talk about now. Because that intensity you feel isn't there to make you suffer. It's there so you can fulfill a purpose. Stay alert, because what's coming explains why sometimes you feel like you're carrying the whole world on your shoulders. Let's uncover the second vice, the one that only someone like you truly knows. Feeling everything. But everything at a level that sometimes feels like it's going to break you inside. You don't love halfway. You give yourself completely. You don't just cry for yourself, you cry for everything. You don't suspect, you know when something isn't right before it happens, before the first sign appears. Every emotion shakes you like an earthquake, strong, sudden, impossible to ignore. And of course the world sees it and puts quick labels on you. Too sensitive, dramatic, intense. But heaven sees something completely different. It sees a radar, a high precision one, tuned to frequencies that most people don't even notice, because you pick up on what others don't see. Hidden intentions, subtle changes in the environment, pain that no one puts into words. All of that reaches you first, and without a filter. And let me tell you something important. Jesus worked exactly like that. He felt a deep compassion when he saw people lost and disoriented. Matthew 9:36. It wasn't weakness, it was direction. It was what guided each of his movements. It was feelings. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. There are days when this sensitivity feels like a gift, and others when it feels like a weight on your chest. Moments when compassion overwhelms you. And the next second, you feel a physical weight as if you were carrying something that isn't even yours. And here comes something crucial that almost no one tells you. Many of those emotions aren't yours. Yes, people with this kind of calling don't just feel, they absorb. You walk into a place and notice the heavy atmosphere. They speak nicely to you, but you detect the lie. Something inside you senses the conflict before it explodes. It's not paranoia, it's perception. That emotional excess isn't a mistake, it's an alert system, a form of discernment meant to keep you one step ahead. That's why you can't ignore what you feel. Even if they tell you you're exaggerating, you know you're not. And yes, that comes with a price. You carry things no one sees. You feel pains that don't belong to you. It affects you more than you'd like to admit. It's exhausting. But your heart isn't normal. It was made to hold more because your purpose demands it. Now let's move on to the third point, and this one has probably already gotten you into more than one problem. It's the overwhelming, almost inevitable need to help. Even people who would never do the same for you. Yes, that one. The one that has made you seem too nice or even downright naive. You help even if they don't deserve it. You give even if they don't give back. You get involved, even though you know how it might end. And do you know why? You can't ignore someone else's pain because of something inside you. Call it whatever you want, but that's your essence. It's the mark of something greater working within you. You give even when you know the other person wouldn't do the same for you. You love in places where love doesn't last even 5 minutes. And of course, the world sees it and thinks this guy never learns. But from above, it looks different. It looks like purpose. God didn't design you as a wall. He designed you as a bridge, someone who connects, who brings people closer, who helps others cross places they couldn't cross on their own. Look at the example of the Good Samaritan, Luke 10:30-37. He helped someone who, in theory, was his enemy, not for recognition, but because it was the right thing to do. Because he couldn't look the other way, and you work the same way. You don't just see mistakes in people. You see what they could be. You see potential where others only see problems. And yes, that hurts. It hurts to give without receiving. It hurts to be there for everyone, and for no one to be there when it's your turn. But understand this once and for all. It's not that you're dumb, it's that you have a mission. Because when God truly trusts someone, He sends them exactly to the places where they're needed most, where no one wants to go, where empathy has disappeared. And that's where you come in, not to fit in, but to change what others have already given up on. You're a healer in incognito mode, a guardian who fixes what's broken without making a sound. The Lord puts you right where you're needed, homes on the brink, worn out relationships, people who can't go on anymore. Why you? Because you carry something uncommon, a resilience that doesn't break, and a love that doesn't give up. The same kind of love that stays even when
Todos fallan.
you feel drained. When you doubt yourself, remember this. Not always will those you help be the ones who give something back to you. But heaven always settles accounts. Everything you do in silence ends up speaking out loud. Every tear you shed for someone waters something that, sooner or later, will bloom for you. And there's something even deeper. Many of the people you're helping without noticing are also shaping you, polishing you, preparing you for something greater. Even if it doesn't make sense right now, something is being arranged behind the curtain, and when it's revealed, everything will suddenly make sense. That emotional intensity, that way of giving yourself without limits, isn't a loss, it's an investment. But of course, this whole way of being has created something very specific in you, a total intolerance for anything fake, or a kind of spiritual allergy. You can't be at ease when something isn't authentic, you just can't. And this is where your sensitivity stops being a burden and becomes a weapon. Let's go straight to the fourth vice, that brutal thirst for truth, the kind that can't be quenched by just anything, the kind that dries you up inside if it doesn't find something real. You're not made to swallow lies, not even the small ones. You know how to pretend that everything is fine when inside something tells you, this doesn't add up. Manipulation, half-truths, rehearsed smiles, none of that works on you. The world looks at you and thinks, this guy is trouble. God sees you and knows it's not rebellion, it's clarity, it's a sharp discernment, the kind that cuts with precision. You weren't born to stay on the surface, comfortable, just floating along like everyone else. That's not for you. You go deep to see what's behind it all. While others buy into easy explanations, you ask uncomfortable questions. While many prefer a lie that gives them peace, you choose a truth that shakes you. Jesus was the same way. He couldn't stand hypocrisy disguised as perfection. Matthew 23:27. And you carry that same intolerance. It's not that you're difficult, it's that you need coherence to function. And this is important. For you, this isn't optional. It's survival. Lies drain you. Falseness suffocates you. Anything superficial tastes like poison to you. But there's a key detail. Many times God lets you see the truth before it's obvious to everyone. A strange tone, a heavy atmosphere, a feeling that appears for no apparent reason. And suddenly, your internal system activates. It's an alarm. You detect betrayal before it happens. You sense when something is contaminated, even if no one else notices. That puts you ahead. And yes, it's also made you wonder more than once. Why can't I just be normal? But now it makes sense. That X-ray vision isn't to fit in. It's to protect you. You're not made to follow the herd. You're made to spot the wolf before it strikes. Like Peter, who detected the lie instantly. Acts 5 verse 3. That radar in you never turns off. And no, it's not paranoia. It's defense. But here comes the most intense part, because this gift doesn't just point outward, it also points inward. And that's where it really gets uncomfortable, because the truth you're going to see about yourself isn't always easy. But it always transforms. That need for clarity forces you to look at yourself without filters, to face your shadows, your fears, and those patterns that you know can no longer continue. It doesn't let you escape. It breaks down your excuses. It pushes you, sometimes gently, other times with a shove, toward the version that God intended for you. Does it hurt? Of course it hurts, like pouring alcohol on an open wound. But it cleanses, because the lies you don't accept are the same ones you can no longer hold inside. You can't stay where you don't fit in, nor make yourself small so others feel comfortable. And here comes the most powerful part. Every time you feel like something doesn't add up, it's not a coincidence. It's a sign. It's heaven preparing to show you something that could change your path, like Jesus is whispering to you. Pay attention. Now comes the important part. And that leads us straight to the fifth vice. That brutal internal pressure. That demand that no one imposes on you. But you feel as if you're carrying everything. You ask more of yourself than you would of anyone else. You push yourself to the limit when you're already empty. You try to do things right, even when no one is watching. And you fight battles in silence, while everyone else doesn't even notice. Why? Because something inside you senses it. That you didn't come here just to hang around, even if you doubt, even if you feel small. You can't settle for mediocrity. It makes you uncomfortable, it weighs on you, it tastes like death inside. And no, that's not toxic perfectionism. It's responsibility. You have something and you can't bury it. Like in the parable of the talents, the one in Matthew 25. You feel deep down that what you do today doesn't just affect you. It goes beyond that. Your life is not a solo act, it's part of something bigger. And that's why, without you realizing it, others lean on you. You're the one who sees the flaws before everything falls apart. The one who keeps going when no one else wants to continue. And that's why, when you fail, it weighs twice as much on you. You forgive others quickly, but you don't have that same patience with yourself. You're hard on yourself, very much so. But listen to me carefully. The pressure isn't punishment, it's preparation. It's the way you build the kind of character that doesn't break. Because the greater the impact you're going to have, the tougher the training is. That voice telling you to get up isn't bringing you down, it's calling you. It's your next level knocking at the door. And even though sometimes you feel like you can't go on, many times that point is right before the leap. And speaking of falling and coming back, You can't ignore what's inside you anymore. That ability to get back up over and over again. No matter how many times life has knocked you down, you always come back. You've been broken, yes, but you always rebuild yourself, even better. You've been through moments that would have destroyed anyone, and here you are, with scars that no one sees but still standing. People see your strength, but they have no idea about the nights when you thought you wouldn't make it, about the times you said, "God, I can't take it anymore." And even so, something happened. You got up. Because that ability isn't normal. It doesn't come from books. It's not just attitude. It's something else. It's a strength that holds you up when everything fails. As Micah 7:8 says, "Even if I fall, I will get up." That's not just a nice phrase. It's your story. Every fall wasn't meant to destroy you, but to ignite and teach you, giving you resilience that can't be bought. While others stay on the ground, something inside you refuses, pushes you, lifts you up as if you had a spring in your soul, and you do it without applause, without recognition. But every time you come back, you don't come back the same. You come back stronger, clearer, harder to fool. Every blow gives you authority, an authority that can be felt, that changes the atmosphere when you walk in. That's why your recoveries aren't normal. They're not just getting better, they're leveling up. So if today you're tired, if you feel like you can't rebuild yourself again, pay attention. That weight is often a sign that you're on the verge of something big, but there's still one more, the last one, the most uncomfortable and the clearest. That drive you can't turn off, that connection with something greater, no matter how much you try to ignore it, it always comes back like Jonah trying to escape without success. God always finds a way to speak to you, in dreams that shake you, in signs that appear just when you're about to give up, in that constant discomfort that won't let you stay where you shouldn't be. That's not paranoia, it's connection, it's a direct line. It's what has saved you more times than you can imagine, from decisions that would have destroyed you, from people who weren't meant for you. Or as Isaiah 30:21 says, "This is the way, follow it." Something in you has always been different, even when you tried to go unnoticed, while others ignore their inner signals. You can't. You take one wrong step and you feel it in your chest, in your stomach. That discomfort isn't weakness. It's guidance. It's your soul telling you not that way, right? And the stronger it gets, the clearer the message is. God doesn't shout. He repeats himself in patterns, in coincidences that stop being coincidences, in certainties that suddenly fall into place. So if all of that has intensified lately, open your eyes wide. Because something is moving, something big, and you need to be awake. Because it's no coincidence that you're here, and now you are. We've reached the point where it all fits. Listen. You're not broken. You're not unstable. There's nothing wrong with you. That burden you carried wasn't confusion, it was direction. Those impulses weren't flaws, they were signals. That intensity was your badge. Nothing you've lived through was in vain. Not a single tear, not a moment of loneliness, not that feeling of not fitting in. Part of the process. God has been working in silence, using exactly what you thought were your weaknesses to strengthen you, to prepare you for something greater. You're not different by chance. You're different because your purpose is. So stop apologizing for being who you are. Stand up and start acting like someone who knows why they came. Because the world hasn't seen your final version yet, but it's very close to seeing it.